Well, guys, Nathan and I kind of got sucked into a rabbit hole that is the Elder Scrolls Online.
Let's talk about this.
Can you
Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here, along with...
Nathan, what's going on, guys?
And we actually we disappeared last week. We got sucked into the Elder Scrolls Online. It's a game we've both played before in the past. Nathan and I both played the beta. I played it early on when the game first released. It was a fun game. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't one that really captured, I think, either of our attention really for any long period of time. But now that it was on Game Pass Nathan grabbed it last week. I jumped back on, and we decided to give it another shot, and oh my god, the game has gotten so much better than when it first released.
Yeah, it's been really fantastic. I've thoroughly enjoyed. I actually got on like the day that they released the beta. My friends actually let me come over and hop on for a little while. And I probably spent about 4 or 5 hours that day at my friend's place on the PC, but never had access to the internet out because I live out in the middle of nowhere. But even since then, the game has gotten just so much better. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember my first character actually, and Nathan knows this, my first character got massively broken. Now, when I first started playing this game, I didn't play it when it first came out. I played it a couple months after it came out because, as some of you know, or if you know anything about the Elder Scrolls Online, when it first came out, Bethesda thought it was going to be a great idea to not only charge you the $60 for the game, but also charge the $15 a month subscription fee, in which most of us were like, no, we're not going to pay that. So I didn't play it when it first came out. I didn't hear a lot of good things. The community wasn't very big. I heard there was a lot of bugs. But when they did switch over to the Tamriel Unlimited, I did go ahead and buy 2 copies, one for myself and one for my wife, so we could play together. And I started playing, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy myself. I created my Dark Elf character. But it didn't give me the feeling I hoped for, which is the same feeling that WoW gives me. When I play WoW Classic, at least, I can get sucked in for hours and hours and hours and never realize how much time's gone by. The Elder Scrolls Online never really did that for me. But now, as of last week, it has. And now they fixed my broken character that they broke back when they released Morrowind. So, definitely, I think this being on Game Pass now, the community is, so far from what I've seen, very huge. At least in Daggerfall. Ebonheart is a little bit dwindled. I don't think it's nearly as big of a community. But Nathan and I have both been playing with new Daggerfall characters that we started last week. Nathan, I think, is almost level, what are you, 40 now?
39, getting ready to hit 40.
Yeah, so Nathan's 39, getting ready to hit 40. I think I'm almost level 28 with my Redguard through Daggerfall, but I've also been playing on my Dark Elf again. They really, really broke my character. Back when the game when I first started playing it, I made my Dark Elf. Apparently what had happened, because it wasn't a game that I picked up and played regularly, several updates had happened, and they got rid of an ability that was one of my Dark Elf abilities. It screwed it up. It broke my character completely because it was still coded into my character that I had the ability. Basically, I was able to heal bosses that I didn't want to heal on accident. So it was not a very good ability to have, and it threw my character off completely. There was a bunch of broken things to my character, and they didn't want to fix it. So I didn't play for a really long time. But getting back into it, I can honestly say that if you don't have a PC, you cannot play WoW Classic, but you keep hearing about all these people playing WoW Classic and how much fun it is. If you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, you need to get on Elder Scrolls Online. This is the closest thing now that I can say, honestly, gives me that same feeling that WoW Classic gave me back in the day.
Yeah, it's been a great game. Any issues that may have been in the past, aside from bugs, because obviously it's an Elder Scrolls game.
You mean
aside
features?
From that, features. My bad. I'm sorry. But it's just been a great game, and I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it due to it's just been a lot of fun. But the amount of hours I put into this game already is ridiculous.
It is.
And I only intend to put in more.
But yeah, just over the last week, Nathan and I, we've managed to make werewolf characters. We've leveled our werewolf transformation up to pack leader. We've been grinding out the experience there. We've been working on I've been working on blacksmithing and woodworking, while Nathan's been working on alchemy and enchanting. My Dark Elf is already our leather worker and our I can't pronounce it. Clothier.
Clothier.
Clothier. That's that character. So we pretty much got a pretty good setup going on between the three of our characters. Nathan also just started a Khajiit last night, I believe it was. Yeah, it's definitely been a great time. If you've not played ESO, let's just talk about a little bit that you can expect going into the game, what we really like about it.
I think my favorite part about this game so far has been the quests. They tend to get a little bit samey in some situations, but for the most part, they're really varied, and they really have this sense of just epicness that makes the game feel like you're playing an MMO, like you're getting into a real big story that you actually be a part of and help grow.
Yeah, I totally agree there. One of the biggest things I can say that I kind of get tired of with a lot of these MMOs, especially ones that just try to copy and paste the same old experience, is that a lot of them are just, hey, go kill 10 of these creatures, go kill 10 of this, and there's not really a lot of underlining story. There's not really a lot of backstory or lore to go along with that. It's just like, oh, this farmer needs you to kill 10 cows, or this thief needs you to go and steal this jewel back. But it doesn't really contribute to the story in its entirety. So far, what I really like about ESO is it seems to be every single quest just gives in deeper to the lore of what you're doing. And they're not all fetch quests. They're not all just the same stuff repeating themselves over and over and over again. Like you said, yes, there are quests that are like that. There are the go kill 10 of this, go collect 15 of this, go find this stuff. There are quests like that in the game. But what I think sets it apart is that there are not very many of them. You can go from one quest to another, and you're not going to feel like you're doing the same task. Generally, you could spend about 3 hours into the game and not do the same thing twice.
Yeah. Well, what I think is really cool about that is that even those fetch quests and stuff that they do give you, they're actually kind of intertwined with what's going on in that region anyway. So if there's like a Daedric invasion going on or something like that, then you're going to go out there and you're going to be killing some of the scamps or the Daedric lords or whatever that show, not the Daedric lords, but some of the Daedra that show up and are attacking these farms or these other people, just terrorizing them. There's a reason behind it, and it makes sense that fetch quest is part of that region.
Yes, exactly. One thing I really enjoy now that was not a part of the game when I quit playing is the way they have changed the enemies and the way they've changed the mobs and the areas. They've pretty much done away with the traditional MMO leveling system. I mean, yes, you have levels, but I think Nathan and I both agree that the way they have done this is actually really interesting. It doesn't matter what your level is, depending on your area. Most of the mobs in the PvE, everything is scaled based on your level. So if you are level 28, you can still play with somebody that's level 40 or level 50, and you're not going to be at a huge disadvantage in a PvE setting because anything you do will be scaled. And the system in which they've implemented here to make that work is kind of like revolutionary as far as MMOs are concerned, because I've not seen anything really like this ever in an MMO, to where like two people at two completely different levels can fight the same boss and be able to both hold their own no matter what, because it's scaling it per person, and it's very unique.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it works exactly, but it's really well done. Just like you said, we can get in there, we can go into a cave and fight the same bosses, but the whole time it doesn't feel like one person is just going in there and destroying everything while the other guy just kind of sits back and watches. We both are able to contribute and have a good time with the quest itself.
Yeah, and the same thing goes with the events. The public events, the anchors that drop down from the sky, those are some of the coolest things to be a part of. Some of the funnest, that is, honestly, and that never happened before. I can honestly say that never really happened before. When I played before, there'd maybe be one person there. Maybe two. Most of the time, you were fighting these events alone and getting slaughtered because it was all based on level. If you were level 20, you were going to get just destroyed by these events. But now you can be a lower level and actually, you can actually be a lower level and contribute to these events, and it actually makes the game so much more enjoyable, such a much better time to log in and play without feeling like you're just going to end up basically wasting your time because you're such a much lower level.
Now, I will say that doesn't mean that leveling up is pointless. You can go in there and you can find, there's people that have what are called champion points. It's after level 50. You can start leveling up your character even more beyond just that traditional level, but it's with a different kind of system. I've not hit it yet, so I don't know exactly how it works, but I've seen people up to level 810, and those people are going to just stomp you just based off level. So it does make a difference as far as PvP goes, which we've not really gotten into a whole lot, but there is still reason to continue to level up and just progress through the game.
Yeah, we, like Nathan said, we haven't really done too much in PvP. I did a little bit of PvP way back in the day. I didn't really like it because I wasn't a very high level. I think I was only level 28 or 30, I think, whenever I stopped playing. And they really recommend you to be 50 or higher when you go into PvP. Now, I think the way that system works, and this is just speculation because I've been trying to play this game and really enjoy it and not really dig too much into, okay, what's this, and asking people to spoil it for me. I've been kind of trying to learn it all on my own with Nathan here. But I think the way that works is similar to the light levels in Destiny, where after you hit that max level, your points after that are from doing things in PvP and also having special armor, which contributes to your strength, I believe.
Yeah, I never got to play a whole lot of Destiny, so I'm not entirely sure about that one. But for, say, example, Diablo, after you max out your character's level, then you start getting the, what are they called?
If you're talking Diablo 3, I pretty much beat it and never played it again. So I don't know. I don't know. I never really...
I forget what they're called, but it's basically the same system on that one there. You can just continue to level up, but instead of... for Diablo 3, you're leveling up like your stats or these other passive abilities. And I kind of think it's going to be something along those lines, but I really don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I know I've seen the same symbol that's next to people's levels. I've seen those in the armor crafting areas. So I definitely think it has something to do with armor and weapon power. I don't think it necessarily has to do with level. So I guess we'll figure out a little bit more of that once we get a little farther into it. I really don't want to talk too much about it because we're kind of speculating here, and there are people that already know what's going on with this game, so they will probably just be like, well, obviously it's this. Like I said, try not to spoil too much. We're trying to learn it as we go, especially seeing how it's completely different. It's not the same game that I played, 2016, I think is when I stopped playing. Not the same game, remotely. So it's a new experience, but I will honestly say that I am having the time of my life. It's a blast. I've not wanted to stop playing it, which kind of sucks because we run a YouTube channel where our job's to play other video games, and I've not wanted to play other video games.
Yeah, this is it's going to continue to run my life for a good while. I have a bad habit of whenever I start playing a game that holds my interest, I just want to continue playing that one and not really focus on anything else. So as far as YouTubing goes, I'm really not a good fit for it, but it's just too good of a game. I've really enjoyed it. There are some issues. Like we said, there are bugs and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes, there are still bugs.
Stuff that have, yeah, Brandon's run into all of them, I think.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely bugs are an issue. If you're gonna play this game and you're thinking, well, it's been out since 2014, surely the bugs are gone. Nope, they're not. They're probably worse than they've ever been. If I'm gonna be completely honest.
Features.
My character is not. My Dark Elf is not broken anymore. Like, he was severely broken after the Morrowind update. He's not broken anymore, which is good. But I seem to be running into every single bug known to man. Bosses that just do not die. They don't take any damage whatsoever. What else? This is a good one. There was a mission yesterday. Nathan and I were doing it, and it was one where I had to kill something. And this was two bugs back to back.
True, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was two bugs back to back. We were fighting a boss, and what I had to do was I had to walk him into the fire so the fire would do massive damage to him. So I was walking him into the fire. Not only was I walking him into the fire, but I'm a Dragon Knight with my red guard, so I was keeping him on fire. He was a walking ball of flame for 30 minutes straight, and the guy took no damage. So I got frustrated. I couldn't leave the building, so I had to let him kill me so I could respawn back at a way shrine. And then Nathan shows up, goes in, before I even enter the building, kills him. It completed the quest for me, even though I wasn't even near the boss. And then, because Nathan had cleared the quest, it opened up a new area where there were guards. Well, before I had went to do this quest, I had stolen something, and I got caught, but I wasn't going to pay my bounty, so I fled. So I still had, I think it was like 30 gold coin bounty on my head, or some shit like that, but I had a bunch of stolen stuff on me, so I wasn't about to pay my bounty and give him up all the stolen stuff. I like gold. This area was not open yet. It was an area you had to open. By beating the boss, it opened up the area and allowed the guards to be there and stuff. So it wasn't open. But as soon as Nathan beat that boss, the guards swarmed me because I was standing in that area where there were previously no guards. So I jumped over a giant mountain wall, like, to get away from them. Unfortunately, there was no way to get back into the city after that because the gates did not open from the other side until I went and spoke to somebody who was standing next to guards that had just attacked me inside of that city. So me jumping over the rock wall onto the ground below screwed me over because I could no longer get back into the city to start in the quest, which would then open the gates and allow me to go in and out of the city. It was a pretty crappy bug. I can't remember how I did it. I just kept jumping along the rock wall until I managed to find my way back into the city and snuck up to the guy and turned my quest in. But needless to say, I've ran into bugs aplenty in this game. It's not been those parts have not been enjoyable whatsoever. At first they were kind of funny, now they're just kind of aggravating. But it's a Bethesda.
I still find them funny.
But yeah, because you're not dealing with them. You just get to listen to me deal with them. But it is a Bethesda game, so you should expect bugs. If you can look past them, it is definitely probably one of the most enjoyable experiences you'll have, especially if you enjoy medieval fantasy, if you're a fan of The Witcher, if you're a fan of World of Warcraft, if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, if you're a fan of Skyrim, Morrowind, if you're a fan of any of those, you're gonna feel right at home in this game.
So basically, guys, this has just been a great game. I really can't recommend playing this enough, or at least checking it out. With it being on Game Pass, it's really a good time to try and see if you enjoy it. If you like WoW or WoW Classic, but you don't have a PC, this is a fantastic option. They're really easy to get a hold of. Game Pass, I think, is $15 a month, something like that. And but you can also go to like GameStop or something like that, pick up a copy real cheap. They're really not that expensive right now. So loads of options. If you want that MMO experience like what you get on WoW, then get on there and check this out, because it's the story itself is phenomenal. You have such a huge history on here that you get to learn about and really help influence, because all the other games that happen after this, like Skyrim, is actually later on in the lore than what this game here is. And so as you're playing through on Skyrim, you're actually hearing about some of the events that happen during this game or during this time period. So you're playing a part of that other game's history. And so it continues on in like one big story. And for me, that's one of my favorite parts. I like continuity in the story, and this game series has done a phenomenal job of that. But yeah, get out there, check it out. Really have nothing to lose, especially if you've already got Game Pass. You can get on there and just download it and check it out. Have fun.
Yeah, definitely. I will say that, like I said, when I first played this game, yes, it was enjoyable, but it was a game that, you know, I could pick up and put down anytime I wanted. It didn't really grab my attention. A lot like other MMOs, especially on the Xbox. You got Black Desert Online, Neverwinter, both good games, both enjoyable games. Terra. But all those games, while enjoyable, none of them really grabbed my attention and made me just want to continue to play and wake up and be like, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I going to focus on? And this game didn't used to. But after last week, me getting back into it, I can honestly say now is the perfect time to play ESO, especially if you haven't. Forget anything you've heard about the game previously. Forget all of the negative backlash the game got early on. Now is the time to play this game, especially if you're looking to fill that void that you hear all these people talking about WoW Classic. If you don't have a PC, you can't play WoW Classic, but you want to know what that experience is like. This is the closest you're going to get, to be completely honest. But guys, that's all the time we got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of, I don't really know what to call this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is kind of just a recap of what we were doing last week in preparation. We do have several more videos planned. We got a bunch of spooky videos coming for Spooktober. Patent pending on the name. I don't think that's what we're actually going to call it. But we have a bunch of horror games we've been lucky enough to play that are getting ready to be released, if they're not already released. Several are under NDA, but we're saving all those videos for the Halloween season. So sorry we haven't been uploading those, but that's kind of, we're waiting. We're waiting until the good time period. But that's all the time we got for this one, though, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do us a favor and mash that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do us a favor and ding that bell icon, so we'll be sure YouTube will send you notifications out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.
See you guys.